my name is Logan, and today we will be going over this 2017 Honda Civic Type R. We're at East Coast Honda, and today I'm filling in for Mike. When we come up to the front of the Type R, the first thing we see are these LED headlights, and these are called jewel eyes. We have an LED running light with LED turn signals, which are also used for hazards. And on the Type R, since this is based on the Touring, we have LED fog lights. And on the Type R, we get this little hood vent here, which is used for engine cooling. And we also have the red Honda logo, which is on Type Rs only, and our little Type R badge down here. Now when we come down here, we see the intercooler for the 306 horsepower, 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, and we have these little brake coolers. So now coming to the side, we have 245 30s ZR20 wheels, which are Continentals. And these are Brembo brakes, which help the car on tracks. They are cooled, like I said, by that little intercooler right there that runs on the brakes and then goes through there to the back for maximum aerodynamics. These wheels are much wider than the regular Civic. The regular Civic has 225 width wheels, and these help provide maximum grip on tracks. Now, when we look at the side profile of this Civic, it's 182 inches long, and we have these little full carbon fiber skirts right here with a red accent. Once again, you don't get that with the regular Civic. And then coming back, we can clearly see that this is based on the Civic hatch, and we do have more of like a wide body kit with this Type R package, and we have those same wheels in the back with a smaller brake back here. Now these are ventilated disc brakes for all four. And then we have this massive wing, which can provide 68 pounds of downforce at 125 miles per hour. Now down here, we have tri-outlet exhaust with that carbon fiber splitter. And the middle one is for sound, and these are just regular exhaust. So that's what gives this car a more aggressive and deep sound than the regular Civic with the 2-liter engine. We have the Type R badges and the Type R Honda badge with your rear wiper, and these help control the wind to go on the wing. So coming to this side, we find that we have a capless fuel filler, which, unlike most cars where you have to unscrew the cap, this you can just stick your fuel right in and it will fill your car up. So this eliminates having to screw your cap back on and your check engine light coming on when it was open. And then when we come back here, there's a funnel under this little mat right here, which you need because that does have a capless design, and it won't work well with the system if you take just a gas bottle and pour it directly in. So this is the key, and as we can see, we have the hatchback opener, lock and unlock, and the panic button. And here is a smart entry system. So when the vehicle is turned off, you can lock it using this little black button as long as you have the key within proximity of 10 feet. So there's a little sensor back here, so when you grab the door handle, you won't have to push the black button. You can just grab it and then it unlocks. So coming to the back of the Type R, we find that we have no fold down armrest. This is a 4-seat vehicle, so you can only have 4 people in here, which is, we can see that the back seat is smaller than the regular Civic because this is more of a track oriented vehicle. Now it carries over from the front into the back. We have red seat belts, but we don't have those sport seats back here because these seats are more focused on track use, because when you go to the track, usually you won't take your friends with you because you want to save some weight. Now looking at the door, we have cloth back here instead of Alcantara in the front. This is a hard touch material, not injection molded, and we have silver painted plastic door handles, and we have a tweeter, a woofer, and another tweeter back here is part of this 12-speaker, 540-watt premium audio system, which is unbranded. It is made by Honda, but Panasonic is the audio supplier for Honda. We have a black headliner, which in the Sport, the regular Civic Sport, we have as well, and the seats are black in here. and in the front they are black and red, which is the only color option you have. Now coming onto the hood, we can see that we have two positions. So this is like a show position, and this is designed to let you work on the car. So they call this the maintenance position for the hood. Now, coming to the engine, we have a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, which makes 306 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. This vehicle is front-wheel drive, and it has a 6-speed manual transmission, which is the only transmission option available. Now, on Nürburgring, this is the fastest front-wheel drive car they've ever took on the track. It was in the 7-minute range, which puts it in front of the Pagani Huayra supercar on the Nürburgring, which is crazy. Keep in mind, this car is $36,000. So inside of the Civic Type R, we see we have a 7-inch TFT display, and this was introduced in 2016 when the 10th generation Honda Civic came out. So when you press this button, you can go through many different options, like your maintenance, music, and your phone. And when you scroll over here, which I think this is more of a Type R thing, you can see your G-forces of your acceleration. So that will show lateral G-forces when you're accelerating or decelerating. And here's the stopwatch. So this will time, you can time your 0 to 60 or your track lap, things like that. And then here is your turbo gauge. So as you can see right now we are at minus 9 PSI. And when you accelerate, of course, the turbo meter is going to go up. And then we can just see our different things from the engine. So this, I think, is a really good setup for track days. And coming right here, we do have our stocks, which are regular Honda stocks. And here is your rear windshield wiper, since this is a Civic hatch. Now, coming right here, you can notice that we don't have adaptive cruise control. They don't include any of the Honda Sensing driver's safety suite on the Civic Type R, but it is available on the Civic. And here are your audio controls and your voice commands and your phone buttons. Over here we see we have our traction control button, and these are blink switches. And then we have this faux kind of look carbon fiber, and we can see that we have red accents, which are leather on the steering wheel, and a red Honda badge, which of course is the Type R. Now, coming over here, we can see that we have a metal shift knob. Now, a lot of people have complained that these are hot in the summertime, because they do get hot because they're metal. And it's a 6-speed manual. Like I said, it's the only available transmission for this car. And right here we have our different drive modes. Now this car has 3 drive modes, so it's Comfort, Sport, and Plus R mode. Plus R mode is the most aggressive. Sport is the default setting, so when you turn on the car. And Comfort kind of softens the dampening and reduces steering feel. And Plus R does the exact opposite of that. Now coming here, we have our 7-inch touchscreen. Now this is the last generation Honda touchscreen. They are still using this on the new Civic, but it did get a volume knob for the 2019 refresh. And the Civic Type R got refreshed in 2020 because it is 1 year behind of the rest of the Civics. And we have HD radio and navigation by Garmin. We have many settings for this screen, but one of my favorite is if you go here and you press System, and then you go Change Skin. Now this will take a few seconds, but basically it's going to change the look of the system. Now this is very, in my opinion, Jaguar-esque, because it does have different backgrounds to it. So if you hold down the background, you can change the wallpaper, and you can do live wallpapers. And we have some water wallpapers, which when you tap, it like bubbles like you're actually tapping real water. Now, if you don't like this setup, you can go to settings and you can change it back to the default setting. And as you can see, we have a completely different look. This, in my opinion, looks way better than the regular one. Now, down here we have dual zone automatic climate control. And to access the climate, you press climate, and now you have your different settings like fan speed and different modes around the interior. Now right here, this is a very special plaque because this will show you what number of Civic Type R you have. So as we can see here, we have the 4,886 Type R. Now, coming to the center stack, we have a practical layout for such a sporty car. So this is Alcantara lined. When we take our little pointer here, we can see that the cup holder actually slides back and forth. And there are little storage trays in here. And everything is movable. And in the Civic, I don't know if you knew this, there's a little Easter egg. But it's not in the Type R, it's only in the regular Civic. So in the normal Civic, there would be like a picture of a plane or a Honda car or a Honda motorcycle. It's kind of whichever Civic you get. So that's interesting how they don't include it in the Type R because this is a special edition. And then over here, we can see that we do have soft touch injection molded plastic all on the dash. So we do get that premium interior feel from the regular Civic. Then up here, we have our middle range speaker for that 12 speaker premium audio system. Now down here, we have our aluminum pedals, and these are racing inspired. Of course, this car has a clutch, and these are small pedals, and they're easy to navigate as you're race driving, which is what this car is made for. And then over here, we have a 1.5 amp regular speed charge USB port, and you take your USB cord and you run it through here, and this is where you can plug in your phone for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And this is where your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto screen would show up. So you would just tap that, and then you would have your full suite of smartphone settings. All right, now when we look up here, we see that in the normal Civic, this would be your active noise cancellation microphone. So what active noise cancellation is, it's a technology that the microphone up here will sense noise from the outside of the cabin, and it will work through the speakers to eliminate some of the noise that's coming from the outside of the car, like low pitch noises and high pitch noises. Now these also are Bluetooth microphones, so like when you pick up your phone call, this is where the microphone is for you to talk into, and it's also your voice command microphone. Now looking at the center, at the visor, we have a light right here, which is not LED, it is a halogen bulb, and it's black colored, just like the headliner. So, Ace body structure. Now, Honda, they say safety for everyone. The Ace body structure is a body structure designed to take energy in a frontal collision and deliver energy to the back of the vehicle. Now, what this will do is the energy in a crash is what drives you forward, or in a rear collision is backward. So, with this lateral G-forces of the energy in the crash going to the back, the occupants in the cabin will stay safer. Now, the front of the vehicle is designed to actually, people in other vehicles, this is designed to keep them safer. Not only you, but them as well. And it also focuses on pedestrian safety. So that's why we find up here, everything's plastic. So if you unfortunately hit a pedestrian, it will be a little softer to the touch, I guess you could say. And I think that's what makes safety for everyone a big thing with Honda. You know, in 2006, the Civic was redesigned and it got the Ace body structure, and it was the only car to receive a good rating in the IIHS moderate overlap crash test. And the same thing in 2013 when the small overlap crash test came out in the Insurance Institute. The Civic was the only good rated small car. Alrighty, and that concludes our tour of this 2017 Honda Civic Type R. This car, I think, is probably one of the most interesting vehicles made yet. From the performance aspects to the interior that is practical, just like a regular Civic, and the affordable price besides dealer markups, I think that Honda nailed it with this Type R. My name is Logan Helms, and we were at East Coast Honda, and I would like to thank everybody for watching. And if you would like to see what I'm doing, in the description box below is my Twitter account. Thanks.